Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome as you come in, say hello. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitch. Sean is here. I'm going to share to a few groups as you guys come in, say hello to Sean, and he's going to tell you how successful our auction was. We had a great time.
Boy, did we have a great auction, and thank you everybody who's going to be joining us and who sees this as a replay and everything. Thank you for all your donations. We actually did quite well. We did well enough that we actually had a little extra of the money that we do get from after we pay off Toby's vet bill to give to Watts of Love.
Which is awesome.
Which is very awesome. So thank you very much. It's been great. It was a lot of fun. It was amazing. We did almost 9 hours.
It was crazy.
Of a day
for sure.
To do that. But it was fantastic. I started sending out emails. I hope you guys got them. For those who are here. I've got more. I'm halfway done. I got another half to do. And then if you haven't done one, make sure you do that. Fill it out, send it off, and we'll get stuff going.
Yeah, so we did really good. We had a lot of fun. We sold some Ray Dunn at the end, and it was a lot of fun. I might have turned some people into Ray Dunn junkies, which is always fun. And we had a lot of people reach out and want me to recreate art, which is awesome. I love doing, so thank you for everyone that's done that. I'm going to keep sharing this at a few places as we do that. Sean's going to also explain what's going on with Twitch and what we're trying to accomplish there.
Yes. Before I go too far, I have not seen one YouTube person, even though we are streaming, and not one person's there, which is kind of bizarre.
Oh, it's because it's still private.
Uh-oh.
We might have to end and restart. Let me go in there. I don't know if I can change it while we're live. Give me a sec, guys.
Let's see what happens.
Give me one sec. I completely forgot about that because the last video we did was our Club Couture, and that's a private video, so they probably don't even know we're live.
Hi, Sassy Broad. Twitch is there, so that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, so let me go ahead and go into the live stream now, and it should see us, which I do, and let's change it from unlisted to public.
All right. See if that changes. Miss Killian, try again. Twitch is up and running. I've already gotten a couple Twitch people, so I know it's running. Try YouTube for me and see if you can see us. It was in a private, but I can't find you on YouTube.
Well, they should be able to now.
You should too now, yes. You should be able to now. Hi, guys from New Zealand. Hey, Clevy 2014. Thanks for joining. I'm here on YouTube. Carol says she is on YouTube. Thank you.
Yeah, I had
There's Jill. Hi, Jill. She's got it. Yep, it's up and running now.
Good.
Sweet.
I'm almost done sharing in a few more places here.
Right. Hey, Melody. She's on YouTube. Thank you. Pop on over. We'll be there. Graham and Sparkle. Thanks for joining us. Emily. Hi there. Yeah, sorry. I tried Twitch. Couldn't get in. Melody, I have some people that are on Twitch chatting, so that's kind of weird, even for you, because you're so good. And Jasmine over on the other side. YouTube works. Can you double check Twitch for me, Jazz, please? Let's see what I can do here.
All right, so I am done sharing, Sean.
Sweet, wonderful. So the big thing that we're on Twitch is because we love Twitch so much, video quality is superior. It's a lot of fun. If you want, it's one way of being able to support us. If you have Amazon Prime, you can join the Twitch Prime, and it's nothing. It's great. We get a little stipend from that automatically just because you're doing it. And then for those who are not, and you can still support us by subscribing to our channel. Now you have to do this every 30 days, just like a couple other things out there that you have to do that every 30 days to update it. So once you do 130, the next one, when it comes around, if you still would like to support us, just rejoin again and support again.
Yep.
And it's wonderful.
All right, guys. Well, welcome everyone. Whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, we had a great day yesterday. We were live all day. We sold the great stuff. We're packing it up. Today was our first day with everyone in their job roles, and it felt great. So today we are going to play with ink. I get requests all the time to do ink videos. And over the weekend, if you are a Club Couture member of Ken's Creations, you get an exclusive live. And I did a project there that turned out, I love it. So we are going to do it, and I'm going to walk you through how to do it. So before we get started, if you are not a designer, please share this video with your crafty friends, anyone that you might think might be interested in Chalk Couture. We would love that. We're always trying to discover new audiences. So I always like to go over the 3 ways you can experience Chalk Couture, so that way if you have questions throughout the video, you can absolutely ask us and we can answer it. So the first way that I always tell people you can experience Chalk Couture, and this is for people that come to me and say, gosh, I want to order so much, I love this, I think this is great. I'm always going to recommend looking at becoming a designer. Now, as a designer, you do buy a starter kit. It's $99 and you get $240 worth of value in that starter kit. So you are going to get current starter kit, which has holiday transfers. You're going to get 5 pastes, 7 transfers, a Chalk Couture apron, a couple surfaces, a catalog, a starter's guide, all sent to you in a beautiful presentation box for $99. Now, one of the great things about this is this opens you up to 40 to 60% off retail prices. Now, I know you have a lot of questions. What are the requirements? How much do I have to put in a month? What happens if I don't meet those requirements? So I do have what's called a Chalk Couture Ken's Creations Opportunity Group. This group is for non-designers. I can add you to the opportunity group, and this opportunity group has a lot of those questions that are answered for you. So this way you can read them, get a good understanding, and that way you can kind of absorb it at your own information without the need to feel pressured by me saying, oh, are you ready to sign up and stuff. So if you want to join that group, definitely give us a holler and we'll get you approved to that group. The second way to experience Chalk Couture, and this is an important one because we are using our Club Couture transfer in this project, is to join Club Couture. Now, Club Couture is a monthly subscription that is Happy Meal every single month. You get for $19.99 an exclusive B-size transfer and 3 paste singles. And this is every single month. And it is $19.99 US, $26.99 Canadian, and you get step-by-step instructions, PDF, and a YouTube tutorial. Not only will you get this, but you get access to our Facebook Club Couture group. This group is where we did a live this weekend, where we were live for about 2.5 hours. We did 3 different projects. It's a very intimate live, and we get to talk about whatever we want, and we can do whatever we want because it's in a closed group, and we just have a lot of fun. And you also get a very generous discount every single month for a few days, and those Club Couture members are getting that benefit right now. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to join and make sure I am your designer in the upper right hand corner when you join. The last way is, of course, you can shop through any of our links, which are down below. Everything that we've used in this video is down below. If you have questions on other stuff, we can get you a link or help you out or do whatever. So those are all the 3 ways. Now, we are using the Club Couture transfer this month. If you have not seen this month's Club Couture transfer, let me show it. It is super cute. I absolutely love it. Club Couture members got this. The only way to get this transfer is to be a Club Couture member. So if you were to sign up today, you could sign up and make sure you add this transfer because this is for November. If you're signing up today just to get this transfer, it's an add-on. So when you go through the checkout process as a Club Couture, you'll say, yes, I want to be a Club Couture member. You actually would get billed in December for your first month. So November doesn't give you your transfer, but it should allow you to add a Kickstarter kit and an Oh What Fun transfer. You'll add both of those and then check out, and that way you will get it. If you do not add the Oh What Fun transfer, you will not get it. So it's very important if you want it to get it. So because we are using it in this tutorial. All right, so Sean, any questions or anything? Are we good?
Let me double check. I think most people were just saying hi, and we're all saying hi back. Looks like we got all 3 platforms coming in, so that's good. Mel made it over. Hi, Fatima. And everybody says we had, for those who were there yesterday, they are all saying a great job, but they would like to know how well did we do.
So we did right around, now this is before any fees. So as you guys are painfully aware, YouTube will take fees out of the super chats, and I won't see that for about 2 days because reporting is a little behind. Without fees taken out, we did $7,212.
Something like that. Very
So
close to it.
$5,000 of that goes to pay off the bills. That means $2,212, or right around there after the fees, will be going to Lots of Love, which is great because that's going to help out right around 40 families.
Yep.
To give them light, which is awesome. That is, I can't be. So just to let you know, as a community, I'm so excited to announce this. We have done about $7,500 since July. Since July, we've done $7,500 for Watts of Love. This is
wonderful.
Huge. $7,500 is close to 150 families that get light. I'm very excited in Malawi. So that's how we did. All right, so today's project we are using a Couture canvas, and we will get picture-in-picture for you. And we will also get the bug up showing the new logo, which I'm excited. So our banners that come are a canvas banner, a natural canvas cotton, which if you don't know anything about canvas, it does have kind of a slight khaki look to it, a very light khaki. In today's project, I wanted the colors to be very vibrant, and I wanted it to be like a snowy background. So I took our canvas banner. There's our new logo. How exciting. So I did take the canvas background, and it is now white. So how did I do this? I bleached it. I basically put my canvas background in a pot with hot water, and I would say for every cup of hot water, I did 1/4 cup of bleach. So I let it sit in there for about an hour to 2 hours, and then I wringed it out, made sure to wash it, and then Sean had me hang it to dry. Like I just had it kind of done like this, and he ironed it, and that's where we're at now. So you can see the difference in color here. Look at that difference in color.
Yeah, big difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. So that white and that khaki. Now, don't get me wrong. I love this khaki, but when you see the project we're doing today, you'll understand what we're doing. All right, this will need to get plugged in at some point.
Yes, I just gotta go out there.
Yeah. So we are doing an ink project. So first, before I do anything, I'm gonna grab my ink mats. Now, I've had a lot of people ask about ink mats and what they're used for. So ink mats essentially serve two purposes. If you are using a material that is super thin, it's going to block it. So if you're doing a t-shirt, and this is even with like Cricut infusible ink, you're gonna put it in between the shirt, and it's going to stop the ink from going from the top to the bottom of the shirt. So it does that. The other thing it does, which we are definitely using during this project, is it's going to stop the transfer from or the material from moving. We don't want this material to move. We want it to be nice and secure because we don't want the transfer to shift or anything like that. So we are gonna put down my banner, and we might have to zoom out, Sean, because this is a pretty big project.
Yep, no problem.
And I do have these little, you can see them here, divots, and I'm gonna turn this one around. The reason for that is I made the decision, wise decision, to store all of my ink mats underneath
Right underneath this table here.
this table here, and unfortunately by doing that I got these little divots in my ink mats, and no matter what I cannot get rid of them. So I have to order some new ink mats, and I'm so mad at myself because I did order today, because in addition to everything else I also made sure the Club Couture orders went through today because they get a discount, and so I was doing their orders today. And Sean's like, hey, did you do your order? And I said, oh yeah, I already did. And he's like, did you get ink mats? And I was like, oh. So I forgot them. All right. Enough about that. We are going to first grab this transfer. This is the Festive Bird transfer. This is a D size transfer, which means it is 18 by 18.
Joanne Bishop said she bit the bullet and did her first ink project tonight.
Awesome. Will tell you, ink is amazing. Ink is one of those things that people are scared of because it does have this permanent connotation. I think it's the same thing that people are scared of infusible ink because it's like, oh my gosh, it's so permanent. And it is. I mean, if you mess up an ink transfer or an ink, okay. So you guys can see I have a situation here.
Oops.
So don't freak out. So you just very gently peel it very gently. Don't freak out. The worst thing you can do is yank on it. So you just want to slowly peel it apart, and it will be fine.
Yanking may cause tearing or stretching.
Yep.
If it will not come undone while doing this, then I would highly recommend taking it over to your sink, running a little bit of warm water, and then let it kind of soften up that stickiness, and then slowly pull it apart.
Yeah. All right. So anyways, ink, I love ink, you guys, now, but it is one of those things I get people can be a little bit, freaked out about. Okay, so this transfer is 18 by 18. We know that, 18 by 18. So we know it's not going to fit on this is the small banner, and I don't want it to fit. It's going to be a little off the leaves here, but we do want to make sure it is as in center as possible. So the guy next to me will make sure that I measure.
Mm-hmm. I think it needs to be like 3.5 or something like that. I don't remember.
I'm at 3 this way, 3.5 that way, I think. So yeah, I'm 3.5, so it needs to come up just about 1/4 of an inch.
When will Couture be available for international? It kind of is a vet. It's already in Canada. I know they are looking at another country, but it's only hearsay right at this moment.
Well, I'll tell you what country that is because I've been asking them. Yeah. I want them to be in Australia, so yes. Hopefully they're looking there. I don't know then. I think Australia's a lot like the United Kingdom, so I don't know if it's like they can launch in both or if they're going to do them separately. I don't know any details. Couture does not tell me anything like, oh, we're going here next or we're looking into it. The only reason I said that Australia is I do know for a fact that it is a pretty big crafting area. So I told my CEO in Africa when I was with her, I said, can we please go to Africa? And she says, we are always looking to expand, but we will always do it once we're done with the country we're currently expanding into. So we have some things we're still ironing out even in Canada. So that's one thing I admire about Couture is they'll always take their time. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is make sure that this transfer is down. Now, you can use the 4-inch squeegee to do this, or you can use like a scraper. The only reason you'll hear people say don't use the scraper is it can damage your silk screen. So Cricut scraper I'm okay with because their scrapers have a little bit of a curve here. So if you are going to use a scraper, just make sure it is not like a metal scraper that you would use for like Bondo for paint, or a plastic scraper that has slivers in it that can get caught, because our chalk transfers are essentially silk screens with adhesive on the back, and you don't want to tear that silk screen. No. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys right now, I do not like the transfer that I'm using. I don't like the bird. I don't like birds. I'm scared of birds. I am. I truly am scared of them.
Yeah, he sees one, he says, we're going to go the other way.
I'm out. And so I'm scared of them. In Canada, they have huge birds that are huge and squawk, and I think they're Canadian geese, and they form what looks like, everyone says, oh, it's a flock. They're just up there in a flock. And I'm like, no, they're planning their attack on us. Run while you can. And they all think I'm overreacting. But anyways, so we're blocking out this bird. And we're blocking it out using the circle mask. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, to give you in a little secret. My circle mask looks different than everyone else's circle mask. So the circle mask, as it is designed, has a mask in the middle. Let me show you it here. So the circle mask as designed, the circle in the middle is where the teal is. This black area is technically the mesh area, or the area that the silks, the paste or ink can go through. If you have it, it should line up perfectly with your 18 by 18, and it's got just a little tiny bit of stickiness around to do it. This means this entire area here is silkscreen, and it can easily ripple, wrinkle, get bubbles, so I cut mine away. Now, am I encouraging you to do this? Yes and no. Yes, because it will make your life easier. No, because if you do it, it will void your warranty. So you will not be able to return the transfer for any reason. Which I don't care, because I tried using the circle mask as designed. No bueno. Yes.
Mel would like to know that Florida has huge birds.
No, don't tell me this, or I won't go down and see you next summer when I go to ChalkCon and spend a week with you. You have to make sure those birds are not coming near me.
They're usually flamingos.
Well, a flamingo's different. I don't look at a flamingo as a bird because they stand up. I don't like the birds that poop on you and fly towards you. And here we have seagulls and they like attack you. Okay, so here is my circle mask. As you see, I cut it all away, and now I can do it however I want. I can move it as I see fit. We do want this to go directly in the center, which means I am going to measure. So we are at 6 lines.
Melody does say Sean has to come. I rented him.
She did.
She did in 1 week.
But only Sean has to go. I'm not going if there's birds down there, Mel. I'm telling you right now.
I have no problems with birds.
Good. He does make an excellent chef, too. Okay, Sean, you have to measure this. I don't have patience to measure it, and you do. So essentially, we want this in the middle to block out the bird. The bird, the bird. The bird is the word. And while Sean's doing that, I'm going to eat some of my good tidings from Trader Joe's. Do you guys like the board in the background? Silver, white, winter that melts into springs.
It has to go
There's an R.
right.
While you're doing that, Sean, you do your thing. You do that. Okay? Mm-hmm. Doesn't my wall look so sad? There's nothing. There's an H for Hess. I should make one with an M, maybe. There's this, which I can't sell because it has my stuff. And the only board up is this one, which says silver, white. And the reason I didn't sell this is it's on a Verity board and they've already retired it, and that makes me sad, and I'm keeping it. Other than that, there's no Chalk Couture stuff, guys. I sold it all. My background looks so sad and empty. Does that make you all sad? The bird, the bird, the bird is the word. Don't you know about the bird? Everybody knows that the bird is the word. Do you know why I sing that, Sean? Because of Family Guy.
I know.
Look at our logo. Isn't it cute? You want to see our logo? Do you like it?
Love it.
It's cute, huh? We can also be mysterious. Ooh, who are those guys in front of the KK? I don't know, but they're kind of mysterious. Oh wait, it's just Ken and Sean. See, this is what happens when Ken's in charge of Switcher Studios. Isn't this fun?
Yep.
Look it, 45 days alive, people. Okay.
We're on day what?
All right, I don't know. Sean's kicking me.
26?
It is funny to watch Sean do Switcher Studios with Ryan here because he can't give up control. Okay, so we'll get picture in picture again because I ruined everything. We have my circle mask, which means it is going to mask this out. So where you see the circle mask, no ink will go through, okay? So the next thing we need to do is give us a little bit of quality assurance control, i.e. what Sean likes to say, Kenny makes a mess, and ink is permanent. So even if I got, especially on this because it's white, even if I got a little scotch right there, it's gonna stain it. It is, people. And so I'm using blue painter tape. Now, usually I will tell you do not use blue painter's tape because you can ruin your silk screen, your transfer. What I am talking about is never use blue painter's tape on the actual silk screen part. You want to use our replacement tape for that. If you're doing it on the edge like this, it's okay. Now, the other thing you're going to see me do is take my Cricut, or you can take this, whatever you see fit. Right here where the banner does the seam, you want to make sure that it comes up. So what we have to do, Sean, can you zoom in so they can see what I'm doing here? Because this, I do want to make sure that they understand.
Whereabouts are you
right here, I can bring it down for you.
Okay, thank you.
So see how this, right here, there's a seam here? When you start chalking, that's going to pop up on you. So you want to make sure to lift it up, use either this or your Chalk Couture thing. Make sure to really squeeze in that crease like I'm doing, and then let it naturally fall like that. That way when we go to chalk it, it won't freak out on us, okay? Does that make sense, Sean?
Kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of.
Got a question from Brenda up in Canada.
Brenda, you only get one question per live. Is it really what you want to use it on? No, I'm just kidding. Yes.
So when you guys were in Canada and you did the presentation about ChocolateCon, you said that before November 15th would be a good time to go ahead and become a designer, get the designer package. So is it not a good time now, and should I wait?
That is an excellent question. Can you come up to us and let me explain that?
Sure.
So here's the thing on joining. When you join, you get quarter plus one, meaning that you get the rest of the quarter that you're in plus all of next quarter to hit your first quarterly requirements. So if you were to join today, you would get all of the rest of November, December, January, February, until the end of March to hit your first requirements as a designer. Some people might say, ooh, it's December 1st. That means if I join, I only get December, January, February, March. So I'm going to wait. This quarter, I will tell you, is a hard one to wait because if you wait, you will not be able to get any Christmas transfers. You will not be able to get anything in the current catalog because in February, we launch a brand new catalog. So essentially, the majority of this catalog will retire and you do risk the chance of not getting those. So it depends on what's in the catalog or not. I've had some people say, oh, I'm going to wait till the next quarter because I'll have more time to qualify, for them to reach out and say, oh my gosh, I want this transfer, and it's already out of stock. And I'm like, well, it's because you waited until the next quarter to qualify, or to join. So it is, what are you looking for? If you don't care about Christmas transfers, you don't care about what's in the current catalog, maybe wait. If you do care about it, I will tell you if you were to join mid-quarter of any quarter, this would be the quarter to join because it is our busiest time and orders usually come in pretty easy. So there you go. You can go back down, Sean. Sorry.
No problem.
All right, so we're going to do the same thing that I did to this side over on this side. Can you zoom out just a scotch? So I'm going to lift up my tape and make sure that this over here. Now what I'm doing, you guys, is right now, if I was to
Sorry for the arm here.
chalk on this, I'm going to get a bubble there because of the seam on the pennant. This isn't a pennant, this is a banner. So what I want to do is make sure to take this and right where that seam is, we're going to crush and then just let it naturally fall and then put your tape down. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. So we get to start right away.
Nice.
Everyone asks, Ken, what do we always get asked about ink, Sean? What's our number one question?
How hard is it to work with? Or does it dry quickly?
Yep. But what is the technique everyone wants to know if they can do with ink?
Can you
Hot mess it.
do a hot mess it?
So everyone thinks because it's not removable or it's so thin, you cannot do a hot mess. And that's so far from the truth. So I'm going to show you how to hot mess with ink. So fun. So we have 3 colors here. We have Tide. Ooh la la, wee wee, Tide. So yes, Sean will tell you it's called that because it looks like Tide.
Looks like Tide.
We have Couture Teal, which is called that because it is Couture, chalk Couture color. And then we have a beautiful Cadet color. Now, what we want to make sure is we have a nice tight seal from our chalk transfer, i.e. silkscreen, to this. So if it's a transfer you have used quite a bit and you love, I recommend taking your hairdryer on the hot setting. I do not recommend you doing it for very long because it can ruin your transfer, but what this will do is it will reactivate the adhesive from our chalk transfer and it will stick better to your banner. Can you hear it? End of January.
Thank you.
Sorry. So our 2 catalogs will be end of January is when they retire.
Yeah, both of them.
Both of them.
The new one is February 3rd, which I think is a work
so
day.
We go to leadership, we get the new catalog, so I'll be debuting it then, and then it officially launches. Like, we don't get it any earlier than you guys do. I wish we did, but we don't. Okay, so I'm just making sure that there is no... Ink is all about preparing and making sure you are good to go. So a couple things that we're going to be doing on Hot Mess. Because I have this circle transfer, I can actually squeeze ink under here. So we're going to always make sure we go from the center out. And ink, take your time. It doesn't dry super quick. You got time, so take it, right? So we're gonna start with our cadet. And I'm just going to do dollops in different spots. The ink will also kind of act as an adhesive. As you lay it down, it's going to kind of give you an adhesive, getting it to stick down. I'm then going to grab my tide and just do this in different areas on here. Okay, and then we are going to finish with our Couture teal. We're going to add this in different places. Now, you've heard me say it once, you'll hear me say it again. Yes, this is one of the few ways that you will waste ink because we are going to mix these colors, but I will tell you the result is glorious. So I'm going to start with my Couture teal, and I'm just going to kind of do some circles here. And I'll start hitting some other colors, which is fine. Okay.
Debbie Cooper, I'm going to kind of maybe say what
then
you're talking about here in a second.
I'm going to move on to my tie. And then finish with my cadet. And then we can kind of pick whatever colors we want to move around and mix. I will tell you, ink. Number one rule, check your hands. Make sure you have no ink. It will stain. So if you go to hold your banner down here and you have ink on your hands, you potentially could stain your banner. So be very careful. So I'm going to add a little bit of tide in here with different colors. Remember, what am I doing? I'm going to go out with it, like so. And it's going to start picking up all that color. I do not want to go in because I have the potential of pushing it underneath that circle, which we do not want. All right, so now I can just start making sure I'm hitting all of my ink spots. I'm hitting up here, which is going off of it. I'm hitting up here if I need to, and I'm picking up all these different colors. If it hits your ink mat, no big deal. We can clean that.
Easy cleanup.
Easy breezy. Have a go. If you want to add more colors or you have too much of your dark color, we'll just clean off our squeegee. Let's say I want to add a little bit more of my Couture. I'm going to put some Couture teal there and then just go out with it. Just like so. Okay, so once we get to this point, we want to make sure we do a final clean with it. So I'm going to make sure my hands are clean. Remember, key is clean, clean, clean hands. I'm going to grab my squeegee. I'm going to grab this, and I am just going to make sure that we've pushed it all the way through that screen. So ink, you want to make sure, even though it is a little bit thinner, you think, oh, it went through the screen, then I don't have to worry about it. That's not always the case, so you do want to just do a final check around. So you can see I'm just kind of going around it, removing my ink, checking my hands. We're going to go around this side. And then either double check or have a friend, when in doubt, have a friend check it out. Sean, did I miss any areas or did I get it all?
So you got it all. Nice
Okay.
job.
So now we're going to remove my transfer. I'm going to start by taking this tape off. I'm going to save this tape because I will need it again. And I might have Sean help me here. We'll see. Ready, Sean?
Yep. Got it?
Okay, you can let go of it because I don't want to get ink on you.
Okay.
There we go.
Look how gorgeous that is.
Look at how pretty it is. I'm going to go clean this, Sean. I'll be right back. And what are you going to do, Sean?
I'm going to use the hair dryer.
Will you explain the difference on that, though, and using the Easy Press?
So this, all I'm doing is trying just to get that moisture that's right there on the immediate top part of the ink that's on here now. So if I put, once we get to that point of putting the paper on here and then do this heat press, it won't transfer any ink to it. It does not heat set this at all. It's not hot enough. But at least it starts the drying process a little faster and gets that kind of top layer dry. So here we go, and I do use the hot setting.
All right. So I am not one to always tell people, oh, you need to be wearing an apron when you do Chalk Couture, because let's be honest, Chalk Couture paste comes out of our clothes. You know, it's pretty good. Ink, if you are using ink and you have nice clothes on, I would recommend making sure you have something on you to protect you. It is non-toxic, so you don't have to worry about it.
Kathy or Kathleen on Facebook, does the hot setting of the hairdryer melt the ink mat? No, it does not. It probably makes the stickiness a little more sticky. I definitely would. It would melt if I used a
which he's done before on accident.
The Easy Press or any other kind of thing, because it is super hot. The hairdryer isn't hot enough to really do that.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to start with our Oh What Fun. It's going to go in the center, and we're going to do a little bit of a tilt, like right about there. What do you think, Sean?
Oh, you're doing just slightly off?
I think that we did it in the other one, too.
I think you did too, yeah.
Didn't I?
I think so.
Now you have me doubting myself.
No, you're probably right. You probably did. It looks pretty good.
I think I did a tilt on the other one, but maybe I didn't. Let me look. I did probably not as aggressive as this, but let me just tilt it a little bit. That's a little bit of an aggressive tilt. We don't need to be that aggressive, right?
Not super aggressive, just a little bit.
Okay, what do you think? Does that look like it's in the center too?
I think it needs to go that way.
It does?
Because you can see how much more white you have there.
You got it.
Emily, I'm using hot on this when I'm doing just that little dryness, just so I can get it a little more dry. May I?
Yep. Just be careful because there might be ink on the other side now that you've already readjusted it. So just be careful. Okay.
I think right there.
Are we good?
Yep.
All right. So we have this adjusted where Sean has given his blessing. And so I am going to use this to make sure it's down. Now, would I normally tape this off? If I have already heat set this on the outside, yes, I would tape it off. But because I have not heat set that outside yet, I don't want to put tape down because if I put tape down, it is also going to pull up, potentially, my ink. So I'm just going to push it down, and then we're going to use the ink as our basically adhesive. So no bubbles. I'm going to use only these two colors, which is my Cadet and Tide. I'm going to put a big chunk of Tide down here to kind of hold it down. I'm going to put a big chunk of Tide here to hold it down. And we're going to put some Cadet down here. Cadet right about there. So I have basically 4 spots that my ink is, and now I can kind of play around and make this go in different areas. So I'm going to start with my Tides, make that go, and then let's put some here. Let's put some here. Now you'll notice I am not using my other color, which is okay. We'll be using that here in a sec. And now I'm just going to make sure very gently I am taking my small squeegee to the very edge and just pushing it through. I'm not doing my final yet, but I am being very cautious with my squeegee, because we do not want it to go off of this, and we have enough time for ink to make sure it doesn't.
Wow, that is amazing. From Jan. And there, Carol says she loves your blue nails.
I know you like that. That's from when I did the Club Couture, and I still haven't got. I've even taken 2 showers, and it's. I need to use that stuff that person got me. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is grab a clean squeegee, grab our wet wipe, and we are going to remove our excess.
Hey, Ian, how are you?
Oh, sorry, Sean.
Oh.
So what this is doing is it is not only is it removing our extra ink, but it is making sure we've pushed that ink through the silk screen, which essentially is what our chalk transfer is a silk screen with adhesive on the back. That's how we get these nice crisp colors. And this makes sure that we've done that. We pushed it through, and that should give us a nice even. So I'm going to check my hands for ink, and I'm going to have Sean actually remove, well, I can get it. My hands are clean.
Yeah, okay. How hard are you pushing down? Do you keep it light? Asks Joanne on YouTube.
How hard would you say I'm pushing down, Sean? I mean, I would say not like forceful enough.
It's not forceful.
But no, it's just, I would say like if you're going to use a pencil to erase. About that.
Yeah, kind of like that. Pam Dawkins would like to know how long is your month's discount for Club Couture members in effect? I think we'll have to wait until he gets back. I'm going to do a little drying of this real quick, so a little noise here while I'm going to turn off the mic so you don't hear it.
So, quick note, I have used this Oh What Fun transfer now, just to let you guys know, 14 times, and look at that result. Look at this, you guys. I'm just gonna see if, can you zoom in instead of me bringing it up? Because
Sure,
next we're gonna do our snowflakes, which are a lot of fun. Look at that ombre, guys. This is not, the camera is not doing it justice, but look at Oh, look at that blue.
So Ian,
Hi, Ian.
our off-kilter friend,
Oh,
he
hi,
says,
Ian.
He says, dumb question, Ian, never a dumb question, never ever. I assume this banner can only be used for indoors. Typically, yes.
Once you heat set it, it should be fine.
Yeah, but once you heat set it, it's literally.
So this is the
going to
first
be
one I did, and it's gosh, I wish I could get the camera to do it justice, but let me turn my brightness down.
I can actually pull that up.
Okay, because it is so. I'll let Sean pull it up. It's keep going. No. You're right.
Oh, is it further?
It's right there.
Okay.
It's so bright. Once you heat set it, I've had banners in the elements. It's just something that you might have to throw it in the wash and dry it. But I mean, we've had stuff out when it snowed, when it's rained. Because once it's set. It's in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have not done my heat set. We are not doing it yet. But look at those colors, you guys.
Yeah, you can see the darks, the mediums.
That color. Like, look at the blues. And that's what we're doing now is the snowflakes. Now, I did forget to put the snowflake on my shopping list down below. And I did hear the question for my Club Couture members. One of the perks for being a Club Couture member is a very healthy discount, i.e. I can't say discounts in a public forum and tell you what it is, but I can just say it's as good as being a designer discount. And it goes through the end of the month usually, but you never know. Black Friday's coming.
I know.
All right, so we're going to do our snowflakes now. And Sean has already done some of the hard work for me. And he's, if you've noticed, wrote 1, 2, this one has an 8, 7, and then on the back he's also done a number. So can you explain why you did that, Sean?
So all of these, believe it or not, they're all different sizes. So it's very hard to figure out which one's which to make sure I put these on. And they're maybe too big to actually do it on a single backer sheet. So they're big enough where they can have their same sheets. So I did the front and back just so it's easier to put these back together. If they were literally all the same size, it wouldn't really matter per se, but they are all different.
Yeah. So I'm going to start putting these kind of in different spots of what I want. So, and they can go off of the banner. So we're going to do some of them off the banner. So let's do number 5 up there.
Do you want to answer a quick club member question?
What is it?
She wanted to know. Let's see, where did it go? Sorry, I gotta find out where it went.
You're fine.
Oh, it's big way up there. How long will this month's discount for your Club Couture members be in effect?
I just answered that.
Oh, did you? I didn't even hear it. Sorry.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Nope, it's okay. I understand you're doing a lot, but I did just answer.
Okay.
So, let's see, I want to do, there should be one with just a dot in the middle. Did I not grab all of them? Oh, I did, yeah. Let's do that one like right there. And then I like the one with the circle.
Miss Diane McCauley just signed up for Club Couture.
Hi, Diane. How's it going?
Nah. She's the Diane Nah.
Oh, Diana.
Yeah,
Sorry.
McCauley.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Okay, we're going to do that one there. And then, oops, my 2 moved because I have it attached to the desk, which we do not want.
Debbie, when we say air dry or transfer, that's just enough where they're dry. You don't want to let them stay overnight and air dry because you can lose some of your stickiness to that. So basically, they air dry just enough out here. Or what we typically do is that, like we're doing this right now, the ones that we just washed, they're sitting there drying now on the rack. By the time this is over, they'll pretty much be dry. We just use our fuzzing cloths on the dry side just to get that little couple things of wetness off, and we're done. And then they're good to go back on their backer sheets. It's just don't leave them overnight. That's not good for your transfers.
Okay, so just like I did with the other ones, I'm making sure I am down on all of these. I don't want it stuck to my desk. You guys, can you? Oh no, you're zoomed out.
Yeah.
I don't want it stuck to the desk because it doesn't give it enough move. So I'm just making sure, and I'm just gonna take first this is the Couture teal, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of dot in different places. Now, there is no rhyme or reason. Do not overthink hot mess. That is the great thing about Hot Mess is you just, like literally someone just picking up Hot Mess or Chalk Couture should be able to do the Hot Mess because it really is, you know, put it down like so, and then we're going to play with it.
Jane Jones over on Facebook. I think maybe a way to get your fear over using ink is like just get an old pillowcase, just get an old piece of fabric or whatever, and do it. Don't worry about if you mess it up because it's just a trial and error. Just kind of get the feel on how it is, how it's applied, how to pick it up. Keeping an eye on it. Yes, it takes just that little extra effort to wash, make sure your hands aren't, you know, inky and stuff. And by the time you do a couple of them, you're a pro.
Yeah, and I would agree with Sean. When we first did ink in Salt Lake, when they took us there, everyone was worried about it. And we all made mistakes. And then they said, okay, guys, for those of you who made a mistake, here's why you made a mistake. Or, you know, make sure you do this. And so, like anything, if you go back to even our first Chalk Couture videos, we made a lot of mistakes. So a lot of the stuff that I do now, like you'll see, I'm not really pushing through the ink too much, and I'm not cleaning in between it because I know you will get a feel for it. You get this overall. It's just like working with, let's say, Cricut and Silhouette. Like once you get the feel for working with HTV or vinyl or iron-on, you're like, oh, I get it. So that's kind of the same deal. All right, so I am now going to go back and remove all of this, and as I do this, I will remove each chalk stencil or chalk transfer, give it to Sean. I'm just going to put it on the edge and I'll wash them all together. So I've removed it, so I can now take this one. We're just pushing it last through that screen. So you want to make sure we push it through the screen so that way we know we got a good transfer. Even though ink, like I said, is pretty thin stuff, it's sometimes I think we're afraid like it's so thin that it's going to bleed on us and we're not actually pushing it through. And that's where we don't get that really nice crisp look. The reason it bleeds isn't because you're pushing paste or excuse me, ink through it. It's because we didn't get it on the material or whatever the best.
I don't move this.
Got it?
Yeah. Did you already kind of spread it?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to lift it.
Yep.
I didn't want it to goop. It just started because it was on the table, it kind of moved.
Yeah, that's where I was saying we don't really want it to stick to the table, which even when we do that, it sometimes does that. So I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to remove it and then worry about cleaning them in a second. You do want to clean your chalk transfers with using ink, you know, at a pretty good, I would say as soon as you're done. It can, if your ink dries on your chalk transfer, it can clog it and you may not be able to get it out. So I'm not going to say it always would be the case, but all right, I am going to go take over for Sean because he's a one-hand cleaner. Takes him a little longer, so give me 1 second. He'll answer any questions. I got it for you. That one you did lift, unfortunately, we didn't get a good transfer because I had to push it through the screen. So
Okay.
I'll take a look at it and see if I can fix it.
As you heard, we may have had a slight oops. It's not actually that bad. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. We did, again, Couture Teal, which is the light. The medium color is Tide, and the dark is Cadet. Absolutely good. Cadbury, hello, long time no here. Andrea, this is not a pillowcase. This is our banner, the 18 by 24. But what we did is that we bleached it. So we set it in some really bleachy water for about a couple hours, let it sit, and then we hand wring it out. A tip note, because you're doing this all by hand, and because you are using so much bleach and stuff, that you're going to rinse this off, you're going to do it all by hand, and by you do that, you're going to find a whole bunch of wrinkles in it. the best bet is to go ahead and take that, wring it out, and then use your iron right away to start ironing it out on a dry. Don't use a steam, just use a hot iron. Make sure you don't keep it in one spot because you'll brown it if it gets too hot. But you just sit there and go across and across, and you'll see if you looked at this one, if you look at the other one closer, because I didn't do it that way. This way it was a lot better, so it's a lot smoother and it looks good.
Okay, so we have one more snowflake to do. I have a little snowflake, and I really want, because here we have the dark Tide and the dark Cadet, I wanted a lighter color. Now, this is the whole reason I bleached this, because I wanted very vibrant colors. And it would look fine on the canvas, don't get me wrong. It would have looked fine on the canvas as is, but on a white canvas, it really pops. So, this is my last snowflake. Now, what I'm going to be doing is called paste, peel, pull, paste, peel, pull. What that means is I'm going to be putting this in different spots, and as long as I keep one finger under it, I should be able to lift, put it, lift, put it. Where you cannot do this is, let's say I laid this transfer over on this snowflake. It will transfer ink from that snowflake on the back, and now it will transfer with it. So be very careful of your placement, and be very careful when you lift it that you are, so you'll see me, I place it, I dip a little bit in my ink, I'm going to ink it, push it through the screen, lift, we're good, and we're going to continue around the board, or in this case, the canvas, ink it, lift, we're good to go, we can keep doing it. I'm going to do this one, we're going to do two over here, let's do one off of it.
So we have a question about how do I find your old Couture videos? I'm looking for the one with the Winter Wonderland that is retired.
Which Winter Wonderland was it? I'll explain that here in a few seconds.
Yeah.
That's a whole story I need to explain there. So I'm just going around this entire thing and placing it where I want to, inking, lifting, making sure I'm good. Good. So we're going to move down here. And once again, I'm just placing and doing this whole process all around the board.
Yes.
Or the canvas. Okay, so my old videos. Do you want to explain that, Sean, or do you want me to?
I think you know it better than I do.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm almost done here. We're going to plug in my Easy Press because we will have to ink set this. Once we ink set ink, it is permanent, which is great, but it is also very required if you're going to have it outside or different places, because once it's ink set, think of traditional silk screening, people that make t-shirts with silk screens, you can run it through the wash, you can run it through the dryer, it is set.
Yep.
So that is the key to ink, is setting it, and then it can be part of the elements or whatever. Anywhere else we do a snowflake, Sean, what do you think?
I think it looks really good.
All right, I'm going to go clean this last one. And up here, I don't think it's that bad, do you?
I don't think it's bad at all.
Okay.
It's so unnoticeable, I don't think. But plus, it's going to be half covered anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think the section that's got that little white, that board's going to cut it right there. Yes, Carol, you are so right. Damp cotton fiber wrinkles out so much winter while it's all damp.
All right. So we are getting our Easy Press up and running, so I can answer that question. Why don't you come up just on me, though?
Absolutely.
And I can put away my ink. So the question was, I'm trying to find some of your old videos, and I can't find them. So, about 6 months ago, I was told by Couture Compliance that I could no longer use Ken's Creations YouTube channel as my Couture stuff. And the reason being is I am a product influencer, so I work with multiple companies, and I will say something like, buy this Cricut, buy a silhouette. And they didn't want it to come across as, number one, that Couture was endorsing those products, and number two, they didn't want me to utilize a Couture audience to get them to buy stuff from Cricut and Silhouette. So they asked me to start a new YouTube channel, which I did, but in part of that, they also required me to delete all of my old YouTube videos. So all of those old videos I had everywhere have been deleted. So you probably can't find the one you're looking for. I did download a lot of those videos, and we're doing what's called a Throwback Thursday, which means every Thursday I'm uploading a video that was from the old channel and basically saying, hey, even though this is an old video, you can't get these transfers. I want you to see it. I think you're talking about the dedication one for my mom. That was the one where I used the Winter Wonderland. I had a little bear with a heart in it and another little bear with a heart in it, and it said, "You are my everything," and it was a board I created for my mom. So I will, if that's the case, we'll upload it, but it could be on my new channel. I'm not sure yet. But I do have that, and I have edited it, so.
Is he barking?
Yep. Well, what he considers barking.
Yes. He can't bark because his vocal cord is pulled back from his surgery. Why do you need to go outside?
Here, will you let them out?
I will.
Okay, guys, so we are gonna set the ink on this. So a couple things on ink setting. Number one, you can use an iron, you can use a heat press, you can use your easy press, whatever. Couture will only give you the instructions for using an iron. The reason being they have not tested out an easy press or a heat press because it is not their product. They're not going to give recommendations. So you have to go by the recommendations of whatever you're using. So if you're using an easy press or if you're using a heat press, I would recommend going with the like settings that they say you would use for Caesar HTV or regular everyday iron-on or something like that. So I do it for 305 degrees and I do it in 30-second increments. Now, there is a trick to my madness. When you first feel ink, it's very tacky. Think of an adhesive drying. So it has that adhesive to it and it's gonna dry. When you press it, it goes from that tacky adhesive feel to a nice, smooth, what you would feel on a shirt that has been silk screened smoothness. That's what you're going for. So you will see us lift it, steam come off, and we'll feel it because we know that feel. So let's go back down to this screen. Let's go back down to this screen.
Sorry, my fault.
No, you're fine.
There you go.
So I'm gonna first remove this because we cannot press on this. And you wanna be very careful here because this will have a tendency to want to fold in on itself, which the ink is still wet, and you don't want it to accidentally flap up on itself, which it's going to, Sean.
That's right.
So,
Got it?
slow. Okay, and now he's gonna move those out of the way. And I'm gonna bring in my Easy Press mat. And Couture recommends using parchment paper. Reason being is parchment paper, unlike butcher paper and stuff, parchment paper has, that's what I'm saying. Be very careful about ink. I touched ink and that would stain it. So parchment paper is the best to use because of the finish of parchment paper, and that's what we've tested. Butcher paper is almost too thick for this. So Infusible Ink will tell you to use butcher paper. We recommend parchment paper. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the feel. So you're gonna take down your parchment paper. We're gonna place it over the entire thing, and we're gonna start pressing. Now, you just wanna make sure your parchment paper does not move, and the reason why is if your ink is wet, that ink will move with it. So you're gonna see me kind of use it like this, and what you'll see is sometimes your parchment paper is going to have ink stick to it, which is fine. It's just when we lift it up, we want to turn it over because we don't want that ink to spread. So I'll show you here what I mean in a sec.
Angela, is that the link for the sped up video? On the one that Kaneki.
Can you hold this?
Mm-hmm.
So you can see, I'm gonna lift this up. Right here, some ink stuck to my parchment paper. So it's really important I turn this upside down because now that ink is facing up. Even if it touches my Cricut Easy Press, it's not going to stick to the Easy Press. But you do not want to put this down again on your design because it will transfer that ink. You're going to see the ink flake up, which is fine, and it comes right off.
Yeah, it basically just
It's cooking it.
It's cooking it.
And I probably say you can use a parchment paper about 3 to 4 times. Your parchment paper will start getting ripples or wrinkles in them, and that's when I would say you need to stop using it. So what we're going to do now is lift this up, and we're going to adjust down the banner and hit the parts that I have not hit yet. I'm going to check this.
Which side do you want?
This one's
got the...
it's got it on both sides, so
okay.
Let's get a new piece.
Okay. So Angela brought up the link for that video.
Oh, thank you, Angela.
And somebody says you don't let it sit for 24 hours, but people ask, no, you don't. You do
Well, what's it?
Let this sit for 24?
No need to.
No need.
I don't know who said you had to let it sit for 24, but that's definitely not the case. In fact, I would advise against that because it will air dry, but if you accidentally touch it in that time period... Now, I will say that parchment paper is not very thick, so I would not leave your iron or easy press stationary for too long because it will burn canvas. I've had to do that before.
Yeah, I'm not sure where you got the information of letting it sit for 24 hours. I've never even heard of that before.
Okay, so we're going to lift it and we're going to turn it around because once again, my ink did show them kind of what I'm talking about. Yep. So we got ink here, and you do not want to put that back down onto your... I do want it down here though so I can cook it and get rid of it.
Hello, Catherine.
That's how bad that ink is. It just stained it. Oh well.
Joanne, what I do is that we use a hairdryer only because he's using another transfer somewhere else, and I just want it just enough so if it does kind of touch it, it won't really lift up unless he presses on it. It just gives it that little head start.
So if I was to, I got it, Sean. If I was to touch this, it's still tacky. It feels like adhesive, which means we still have more to do.
The thicker spots you're definitely going to want to check. The thin spots are already done.
And you will also see when you press an item, your colors are going to get more vibrant. So just like, let's say, a cute Cricut infusible ink or something like that, your colors, as they set, will absolutely get vibrant. So these are already popping off. I'm going to lift it up, let the steam come off of it, and then we'll see where we're
at. So Missy over on Facebook and Debbie both said they've heard of setting for 24 hours before heat setting for items in an oven. That's what I've been told. Let the ink set for 24 hours, then iron.
I have not heard that. And I can verify that for you, but I have not actually heard that.
It is bizarre. I would like to know who's sending that kind of info out. Yeah, if you want to, I could see their process of maybe letting it sit so it's not wet when you're doing this, like we're doing. That's why I kind of like to use the hairdryer effect. It just kind of gives it that little start, and you usually don't have to worry about it.
We are good.
Nice.
Look at that, you guys. Oh, ta-da! So, oh my gosh, look at how pretty it is. Look at all that ombre color. So now what we have to do is add the top and bottom. So if you have the banner starter kit, it comes with a top and bottom. Now if you want to, let's say you buy the starter kit, which is this, and you want to change this out for the seasons, you can absolutely do that. And you can just buy refill kits, which are just 2 refill kits. Now there's magnets, you can see here. So we're gonna put this one right here. And we are gonna add the magnet. And so, voila, ooh la la. So then we have up here, we have magnets, but you'll see that there is a hole for the twine. So I'm gonna put my twine in, and we're just gonna tie it in a knot.
Can you use chalk on canvas too, right?
You can use chalk on canvas. It's a different look, and you cannot wash it. So you are not able to turn around and wash it if you want to, if it gets dirty or something like that. And it dries pretty quick on canvas, so I wouldn't say it's my favorite thing to do. I don't know why you'd want to chalk on canvas unless you just really do not like ink.
Catherine says, can you auction it off right now?
Oh.
This will be for the next one. We got to refill our walls now.
All right, so I have extra twine here that I'm going to trim off, but last time I trimmed it
too close to the knot. Too close to the knot.
So I double knotted it this time.
Sally, with the Easy Press, it comes with, or do you have to
No, you have to buy the Easy Press mat. Because you can actually use like a towel or something. Yeah. I would prefer to use that. And right now, they're pretty reasonably priced right now.
They're specially made that this will be hot where you're doing it, and with all the different layers they have underneath, this is actually cold.
Yeah, so I would buy it, and it's nice. Right now I think it's even on sale for, I want to say 40% off, and then my coupon takes another 10% off. So I would use it, but that's just me.
Yeah, that is nice.
What's nice?
That pad. It's very, very nice.
Oh,
look at that.
All right, let's take you up top so I can show you. Look at it. Look how bright
gorgeous that is.
And cheerful that is.
Carol says that looks like something you'd see at a Joann's.
I love it when you guys say that. That's when I know I've really arrived in Sean's mind.
Yep.
Because sometimes Sean says, oh, that looks nice. But when Sean goes, wow, that's something you would buy in Michael's or Joann's, I'm like, I've made it. So when he doesn't say that, I know he hates it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's
But look at it. I'm going to get up close to the camera so you can see it with the light on it. It is gorgeous. The colors of this blue is just absolutely stunning. So look at that.
People are already talking about needing to get this transfer.
You guys, I hate this transfer with the bird. Without the bird, I'm good. So look at those. I'm trying to get the twine out of the way, but look at that color right there. Look at that blue. Those snowflakes. Look. Oh. So yes, you can do hot mesh. You can do ombre. Mm-hmm. Anything that really you can do with chalk. And you don't even really see this. In person, this Tide and Cadet is so much more noticeable than it is on camera. But look at it. Look how amazing it is. I love it. I'm obsessed.
Carol says you can put a little dollop of fray stop or glue on the knot.
Yes.
You can. That's right.
So there you are.
Have you made placements? I'm assuming like placement mats for that. Yeah, if you find something that's probably any kind of fabric, it'll work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just make sure you know what kind of temperature to use.
I love this.
Cotton 305 Fahrenheit works really well.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So this will go up on our wall here somewhere. It looks like all we're using right now is teals, and I swear that's not the case. We are using other colors.
Can we rewatch this? You sure can.
Yes. And it will be, so you can absolutely rewatch this. Tomorrow morning we will edit this down to a shorter video and upload it here very soon. But I absolutely love the way it turned out. So thank you everyone that joined us and had fun with us. Mm-hmm. If you have questions on Chalk Couture, Club Couture, anything, joining, starting your own team, creating income, all of that is what we are here for.
Yes.
For everyone that has placed a Club Couture order up to now, you should have gotten my invoice in the email. We are working through the invoices for our auction. So just know that there was over 75 items.
Yeah, 75 items, but there's 62
responses so far. But some of you might have done one form for multiple items. So if you have not gotten your email, do not freak out. We are working through it, and you should have it by tomorrow. And then once you pay it, we will be shipping, and we will be shipping 2 days. So, yeah.
Yep. If some of those people who know that they bought a lot, it might come in a couple boxes. So,
yes,
just beware.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us and having fun with ink. We will see you guys tomorrow for our 45 days of live. Remember, tomorrow it might be a little sooner because tomorrow I do 2 lives, one for the Chalk Couture and one for Ken's Creations doing maybe a home decor piece. So just know that the Chalk Couture one might be a little later. It won't be earlier. It might be a little later. So, all right, guys. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Bye, everyone.
You want me to close with it?
Yeah.
All right.